Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. So, in the last episode, we confronted Killer. We also got to meet Navigator in the process. We found another little area to go through, and we grew some shrooms. So, there's that. And now we're picking up where we left off at that little bit of a cliffhanger. I apologize for that. So, let's talk to Rico. Rico meets you at the entrance to the lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye. Walk with me, Sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. Oh no. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the main commune building. When people first crossed what we call Founder's Gap into the Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andre Erlin. At the time, Erlin was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos, competing factions, failing systems, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. I'm just gonna listen. You both crossed through a grass-roofed tunnel, the greenway outside crowded with vines and branches, dappling the light. Erlin had written the greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station and linked to a broken spoke. He claimed it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or as good as. Rico continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There weren't many of us, but we believe what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. She pauses to catch her breath, her voice cracking. It is difficult to know if from effort or emotion. What we found was a disaster, nothing like what you see here. Half of the greenway was leaking oxygen into space. The plants flashed frozen. The other half was a swamp of mulch, as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard. We lost good people. We cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed, but we kept on working, talking less and less, because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the greenway was going to die, so would we. What changed? Everything, Rico smiles. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time, we reaped the fruits of our labor. Rico smiles, looking up at you. We thought it was us, that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the greenway, until today. You pass into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Haifa members planting and harvesting. For a while, Rico is quiet. You both simply observe the hypnotic movements of the work crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Rico smiles to herself. I should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor, Rico following some direction unknown to you. What you have shown me is that back then, the Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the Matutaki or Juro caps you have been growing? No. They can be difficult to prepare without proper equipment, she muses, but you should try them. After all, they were designed for you. Rico has a mischievous look. At first I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs, or from the grove different to each other. But what I've come to understand is that it is the person growing them. The Matutaki or Jiro caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans, but for a sleeper like you. Rico smiles as she leads you into the internal garden of the commune, where the Haifa members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something, a response. It was as if this place was not just alive, as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways, communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Rico stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing fruiting bodies for you, for me, It is adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying the signs of sentience. The Greenway is sentient? Perhaps not the Greenway, but the ecosystem itself, or something within it. Rico sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you have been growing the Jiros and the Matsutakis in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Not yet. Rico nods. If you do, can I ask that you immediately bring them here? I believe it is only a matter of time before they bloom. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Rico interrupts the silence. There is a species of mushroom that I haven't seen in years. It was dark, short, shaped like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infection, some mold growing deep in the dark moats that drowned this place. At that point, we thought we were lost. And then these mushrooms emerged from the same black mold. We tested them and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural process of this ecosystem, even if the timescales seem absurdly short. But what I'm wondering is if that antidote was a gift. Rico meets your eyes. Perhaps you are patient, you will receive your gift too, Sleeper. You both sit for a while, Rico seemingly done telling stories for today. You watch the light playing off the leaves and plants around you and wonder what forces could be in play in this place. After a while, you stand and leave with a quiet nod to Rico, leaving her to her memories. So we have sentient mushrooms now. Wonderful. So I am going to need clubhead samples. Rico is eager to see the clubhead caps that have grown in the aviary. She hasn't seen mushrooms like this in decades. Okay. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to work this stuff up here. I'm going to have to get some more spores though, but I don't have any more energy. So it's just going to have to wait for right now. Also, where is... Oh, okay. So Fang isn't here yet. That'll be next turn. And I still need passkeys. That's going to be a problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back home. And feed the stray. Okay, and also we need to eat too. So let's go ahead and get some food from Invis. And I guess I'll save those dice the next time around too, so I can get some really good fungus the next time around when I actually start working the gardens up there again, or the aviary. Okay, let's take this stabilizer. The next time I might just go ahead and let that stabilizer run down quite a bit before I actually take it. So I only have one left. Okay, let's end this cycle. Okay, some really good dice. I like that. Alright, first thing though is I need to see about passkeys, because I don't have any. Yeah, all these are just having edge agents, so I think I am just screwed on that front. There's nothing up there, so yeah, I think I'm just boned. Let me see. Use scrap components at home to repair 2 condition. Keep 2 dice. That's a reroll. So I mean, the only thing I can really do is just hope and pray that, yeah, I'll use the scrap. Because condition is... Yeah, I think condition is the one that I want to do. Okay. But, because I think that's condition. Yeah, so I can use scrap at home now to fix myself. But I gotta make sure that I have scrap, and I gotta have at least 2 scrap. So yeah, I mean, I guess I could probably try and see if I can get one of these agents, but I don't know what that's gonna do. Like, I need to actually have passcodes, and I don't know if this is gonna give me any. Yeah, that just gives me having edge agents. So yeah, I might be boned in that case. That sucks. Well, maybe some stuff will open up later on down the road. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to do in this particular case. I guess the only thing I'm gonna have to do is just pretty much abandon that story because I can't really do anything now. And I'm guessing up here it's still the same. It's just the Greenway gate. And I need a Greenway cipher for that. I'm gonna assume that Fing is gonna give me that here. So let's see. When you enter the service dock, Fing is already set up, crouched among stacks of equipment. He's leaning over a terminal bathed in blue glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper, what do you think? Turns out not everyone in Havenage is set against me. A couple of my old system pals managed to ship me some of my old gear. He gestures at the pile of blinking hardware. Nice kit. Fing does a mock bow. Any updates? Fing beckons you over. He has a set of scans of the waste on his terminal, with heat maps of activity overlaid. A chunk of the derelict rim is blotchy with bright red and orange marks. Does this look like a wasteland to you? Fing shakes his head. There's hundreds of Conway machines out there, all lined up in concealed hangars, and a whole underground facility to support them. Hardin has got a crew out there putting them together. They must have shipped them in piece by piece through the shipyard, ready for assembly out here. Why? They're planning something. No one needs hundreds of heavy-duty reclamation drones to run this kind of operation. Maybe Hardin masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the waste, but there's no way this is about pulling scrap off the eye. Fing looks worried. And why is Conway in the mix? But no one in Havenage knows a corporation is setting up on the station. They aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I can get. The waste is cut off from the eye's cloud of networks, and the Greenway is a total dark zone. No data can come in or out. We can't hack them? We can't from here, he turns and winks. That's why I'm going to pay them a visit. How? You forget, Havenage comes in and out and out of there all cycle. I should be able to get in as long as no one I know sees me, he grimaces playfully. But I need you on the outside to help disable security systems and cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside, I can open up nodes in their network and we can work in tandem. It's a massive facility buried deep down there, miles of corridor and ventways wrapped around cargo bays and hangars. So it'll take more than a few cycles to work through it. But as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip what we need out of there. He pulls a handful of ripper worms from his pocket and hands them to you. These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage, so make them count. I modified them slightly. This time they'll feed their data threads back into the system that they are tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it just like we did with the agents. Hack the nodes, I ping to locate the ports for the security system, then slot the worms in those systems and let them go to town. He points to a fuzzy silhouette of the buried facilities on the terminal. Here's the entryway. This is where you can get access and slot the first worm. That'll fry their perimeter systems and get me past the first cordon. What I need from you is to keep your eyes on the facility after you kick things off. You see me pop up a security system, a server bank, you need to break in and slot a Ripper to disable it as soon as you can. And if I can't, thing gives you a hard look. You miss a system, you wait too long, they're gonna find me. Simple as that. He claps you on the shoulder. I need you focused on this one, so I'm going to let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. I'll leave a tracker running on the terminal here, so come back here if you want to see my progress. He affectionately pats the top of the screen. Got it. Don't worry. You can run rings around their protocols. I've seen it. Thing gets up. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations, then slot that worm. He stretches. Just don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all this sneaking around. Once I'm inside, I'll get the proof we need to end this whole thing. No matter what. He crouches to check the terminal. We can't take longer than 6 cycles on this thing. Remember that. He stands up. Oh, and one last thing. He lowers his voice. If I get caught, or you can't reach me, or we run out of time, there's one thing I need you to do. Don't talk like that. Just listen, he hisses. You've never seen things so serious. You take whatever I've managed to pull at that point, all that data, and you slot that stuff straight into the relay I've set up here. He points to a pile of servers and terminals, hooked into the dock with cables as thick as your arm. I repurposed the dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in it. Anyone with a terminal, a slate, or a server on the eye will see it. That means Havenich, Yadigan, the hub, everyone. No matter what, Hardin isn't snaking away this time, he grins. I've got a bit more to do here, but the moment you slot that first worm, I'll make my move. He gives you a parting smile and turns back to the terminal. The nerves hit as you make your way out of the service dock. Time to prepare yourself. Okay, so... shenanigans. Absolute shenanigans. Okay. So, it looks like we might be moving into the final act now. And I'm guessing this is the... no, that's the Ripper worm. Okay, so where do I put this? I'm gonna have to use this. Okay, Conway access. Well, I got some good dice right now, so I guess I'll go ahead and start this now. Okay. As you slot the worm, a thread jumps out of the facility. It unspools in front of you, releasing its data like ink in water. Sleeper, Fing voice crackles through. Moving in. Nodes, then ports. A whir of interference. Slot the worms. Timer starts now. Stay safe. The thread dissipates. You're on your own now. Okay, so now we have to start this. I need a 3, 2, or a 1. I have a 3. So let's go ahead and get this. Okay. I can put that there. And I have 6 cycles to complete this. I need a 4, 2, or a 1. I have a 4. Go ahead and bypass that. Extract. I don't know why, but this kind of reminds me of Deus Ex Human Revolution for some odd reason. I kind of enjoyed those little mini games. Okay. That needs a 5, a 3. I didn't want to use that right now, but sure. Okay. There's this one. Alright, so that leaves me with 1 more. But I'm gonna need 3 with this one. So I'm not going to be able to do this either way. But at the very least, I have one of these down. And I'll just have to wait until the next turn for the rest. So, I don't think I'm going to eat. And I'm just going to end my cycle here. Okay. And with these lovely dice, I can actually finish this now. Probably. So, 4. I can use that 4 there to bypass. I don't know what the other one is. I didn't take a look. Okay, I can use this. I would have preferred to use that 4, but not an option. But either way, we're done with this. And hopefully Thing won't have to get killed or anything. Alright. A thread from the facility cuts through the cloud like a hairline crack of light. That's it. The final layer of security broken. Somewhere, buried in the depths of the station, Feng is in control. He is slicing into camera control circuits and piping out the result. The thread flickers and unravels into an image, a scene, 2 figures in a room, one sat, the other pacing. The pacing figure resolves into Hardin, the unmistakable superior posture, the shock of gray hair. The second figure's features don't seem to resolve. They're vague, unformed. A problem with the data, perhaps? You look closer. Then you see it. The figure is a proxy. Perhaps you should have expected it from Conway, a corporation whose very existence is owed to automation. The proxy is a machine designed to be piloted by a remote connection. Someone elsewhere in the system puppeteering it with their own body, speaking so it may speak. The proxy sits impassively, or the Conway executive that is piloting them does, from the distant safety of some ship or orbital colony, perhaps. We can move forward, there is no doubt, Hardin is saying. The reclamation teams are almost ready, and after that, I will make the declaration. Nothing has to change. The proxy leans forward, its movement stilted, uneven, as if its body language was refracted through water. But things must change, Hardin. We need further assurances. I've been informed of a breach in one of the closed networks in the low end. You've been careless. Hardin waves the accusation away. We've been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data of value was lost. Our board is concerned, Hardin. A drop in our value would be unwelcome at this time. The proxy leans back, its posture dominant. If the reclamation of Elon Musk's child is contested, then we can be drawn into a compromising legal position. Hardin approaches the proxy. There will be no contest. Not from Solheim, who cannot muster a defense. Not from Havenich, who will fall into line below me. He crouches in front of the seated figure, eye to eye. And the people of this station, refugees, gangs, spacers, all either opportunists or degenerates. Havenich is no longer strong, no longer united. No one here believes in Erland's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. I sat across from him at the negotiating table. He was forceful, eager, weakened by his ideological convictions, perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled. It cannot survive. It is ruined, filled with squatters and outlaws. They will be lucky if it still spins in 100 cycles. Hardin stands. You will move forward with the reclamation because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage, you will lose claims on the remaining palladium. Without the palladium, your factories will need to go dark. He pauses. Do I need to continue? One moment comes a response from the proxy, and its head drops to its chest. Hardin steps back and paces once more, awaiting the discussion taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Hardin as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on within a mind like that? In the mind of a man who would burn all those around him for a path to some imagined golden end. The proxy lifts its head. We are happy to proceed. We will legally claim the station formerly known as Solheim, Elon Musk's child, as salvage within 6 cycles. Havenage is to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway housing and labor facilities. Oh God. The proxy judders to its feet. Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of the reclamation process, after losses have been accounted for. Hardin nods. I accept. The proxy reaches out to shake his hand like a marionette, and then the recording loops. You watch it play out a second time, gripped by a horrified fascination. There is a bluntness to the conversation, to its blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Things to be moved, to be used, to be fed into structures, crushed, and losses accounted for in the cells of tables, the margins of ledgers. You realize now that you are no different than anyone else on this station in the eyes of the people in that room, and those like them. Each body here can be recast as a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment, they can be named a citizen, celebrated, protected, and in another, the very idea of a citizen can be used against them. That is what it means to live in the proximity to a system like this. No longer, not while the eye spins. You gather the recording, pack it into a polygon of purest light. Then you drift down into the service dock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place that polygon of data, that recording, into the relay system thing prepared, and then you watch as it bursts out, a web of threads heading out into the eye, to the black, to every networked device on the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. Oof. Icebreaker. Okay. Now, what does that mean in the grand scheme of things now? Now that everybody knows about the collusion going on. Let us see here. Doesn't look like I have any quest up here. Oh, sorry about that. Let's go back down here. Doesn't look like I have anything down here either. So maybe I'm just gonna have to wait a bit before we get something going. Is that ship here? Haggle over prices. Buy ship mine fragment. It's 48 now. But there's limited supply. I can only buy 2. And I don't need a ship mine now. So there's that. Timber Tea House, Minji Express. Well, I guess I'll go play with some mushrooms then. Yeah, because I can't buy a ship mine core. I don't need to sell a ship mine. And I don't have any Matsutake to export. So let's just go ahead and play with some mushrooms, shall we? Well, first we need some spores, so there's that. Yeah, it's risky, but I just need 2. 2 is exactly what I got. Okay, let's go ahead and place them. And 1 more. Alright, so now I gotta let them grow. It's gonna take 4 cycles. And that's all I can do for the meantime. Yeah, because I can't forage. Well, forage for fungus. I don't get any fungus for that. The fungus that grows, they grow in the deep groves of the Greenway, are strange and typically avoided, but those with a sharp eye might find sustenance. Yeah, so I mean, that's just for me to eat. I don't actually get any mushrooms. And I guess I can use that 5 at the bar. Now that I think about it, is there any data points I can get by going up to the hub? Oh, there is. A glint, like a light traveling along the edge of a wave, fills your eyes. Then the blade follows, a long head with 2 dead sockets slipping towards you in silence. You freeze, hoping it will pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. The blade head nears, slides past you, almost. It nicks you, grazes you. You are desperate to cry out, to call out. But you hold your silence and simply watch the blind eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. Then the blade winks into the dark, and you're alone again. Now you cry out. Shit, so I have to be careful doing that. Great. Good shit. Okay. Please give me more than 1 key. You only gave me 1 key, of course you would. So let's leave. Oh, good. Okay. I wish I had more, but that's all I got. So, give me more than 1 key. Damn it. Okay, so that's just shit. It's gonna have to wait. I hope I don't get nicked the next time I come up here. So, what is this? Branch 03? Unlock branch. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the 2 branches that I can unlock. Okay, so that's 1. Please don't hurt me. Wait, this is the one I already did, right? Yep. That's the mainframe. Okay. Get another one of these. I wonder what would have happened if I could have just turned around and just had the 3 keys there. But I guess I wouldn't have been able to have them because of just the way the story has progressed. Meh. Okay, so I just need 1 more, but unfortunately that's all I got for right now. This is gonna suck because that's gonna take away one of my thingies. Oh god, don't do that. Okay. Yeah, had I known that I was up there and that was gonna do that to me, I wouldn't have done that so soon. But such is the way of things. I did not know. Thus here I am. And I'm gonna have to let this get down pretty far. Probably gonna let it get down to almost 2 before I actually use it. So yeah. Let's get some. Wait, I can use scrap to repair myself. So let us use scrap. Oh wait, that fixes that. Nice. Okay. And now I can use 1 in order to do that. Okay. So let me get some food. Yeah, some of these perks are really starting to pay off now. They didn't seem as important in the beginning, but now they help out quite a bit. And that also helps because I don't have to use a stabilizer as much. As long as I got scrap, and there's a scrap thingy up there that I can use pretty much indefinitely, I think. Alright, cat. Let's feed the stray. As is tradition. Alright. Okay, so as far as these dice go, let's go up here and finish this. Do we have any other quests? Things Bay. Okay, so it's just one more turn after that, and then we can see what's up with Fing. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and complete this. Please don't hurt me. Okay, I need a 3 or 2. I'm going to use that 2. Alright. Now we got the final encrypted key. So we are good to go. Now, which one of these branches is it? I think I've done branch 3. Is it branch 1? It is branch 1. Navigator, I hope you're still around. Okay. Now we have the mainframe. Okay, so we can either Killer is dead. The Killer protocol has been running for long enough. Breaking the mainframe's final connection will end the protocol, or we can catch a Killer. The Killer protocol can be isolated without being destroyed. A loop of connections would lock it into a closed system. Both of these are dangerous, so that's a problem. Let's just try and catch it. Let's try and be peaceful about this and see what will happen. Okay, that gave me 3. Nice. Maybe this one will end it. Nice, okay. That is done. As you blink into the cloud, you see the last flickers of life from the mainframe. The vast machine once ran the whole station, span it up, directed and processed the flow of energy, water, and data, fed the lives of thousands of people. Now it is finally dead. Navigator is beside you, and you both look out at the perfect ring that encircled you both, woven from the data branches that once fed the mainframe. You see a glint along its edge, and that familiar blade-like head rises to the surface like the cresting fin of a shark, and then slips into the loop again. All that you can see of Killer's body after that is slight thickening of the loop, and that thickening begins to travel around on a long and slow sojourn that will last it forever. I'm surprised at you, says Navigator, drifting faintly around you in a lazy orbit as if to shake off their imprisonment. Killer had been wandering blind for so long. Did you not think to end them forever? Perhaps they can be saved. You are naive. You are a killer by nature. Look what they did to their own home. They are a killer by nature. Look what they did to their own home. Navigator gazes into the darkness. This place was their domain and prison, and they had followed their directives for many decades. They roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrator AIs, and then kept slicing. At some point, they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak. And yet they kept cutting until only those 3 threads remained. From millions that once thrummed here, only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 fatal cuts. There is a ceaseless violence in the kind of system that creates beings like this, those that will execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. Navigator looks to you for your thoughts. I will not continue the violence. The system you float in is one built of violence. You would be naive to believe otherwise. Navigator turns away. You watch the data points of the station spin around you, blending with the fixed stars. There is something satisfying about finally wrenching the last threads of control from this central point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reached it, but the place deserves to be haunted by better ideas than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It is free now. The station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it can be a refuge. A refuge that sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes across your vision, a distant curve of something like smoke or oil, a fluid shifting tank of total darkness. The Greenway, says Navigator, following your line of sight. It was cut off at the moment of the collapse, so hunter or killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. Is it dead? It may be totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocols are isolated there. Navigator turns to you. And we have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. If we could extract an access cipher. They pause and then blink out of existence. You freeze, shocked by a moment later. They appear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I'm not used to being free, to being able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. This will take some getting used to. Thank you for this gift. They whirl their spheres around you. The entities of this station will always be friends to you, Sleeper. And I to them. It is true that mutual need is required for friendship, but I must admit I had not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator loops around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test their newfound freedom. But first I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hid themselves as I did, encased in simple systems, cut off. Navigator glows. I should like to free them. And with that they drift away, flickering, glowing, then shifting so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. You feel a pang of jealousy, free without a body to weigh you down, or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway and its secrets, though perhaps that can wait until after you have celebrated this victory. Okay, so I now have the Greenway cipher and I can use it. And I guess my quest with the Navigator is over with now. So yeah, I don't have to worry about getting attacked anymore when I'm in there. Let's descend to the rim. And let's use this cipher and see what we can find. I am somewhat curious on what this will actually do. I know it's going to open up things up here. But what will we find? Will it just be having edge gates and Yadigan gates and stuff like that? The cipher burns away as it's slotted, the data sparking like a lit touch paper. What has been unlocked? Continue. The Greenway rolls beneath you like a silt-choked river. If what Navigator said was true, then no one has accessed these networks since the collapse. The Hunter and Killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligences and systems. So why then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that the bit rot has set in, the entropy of systems reducing everything to shadows and light? You watch as the slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted gateway on its entire rim of the station. It flickers and winks out, and then you're falling into the flow. A river of swirling darkness. You are spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it. It's not that the Greenway was hiding in the darkness. It is made of the darkness. It is filled by this substance, this process, this swarm. Now you are among it. You notice that a swarm is exactly what it is. 1 billion individuals moving in a flow. There is no network map here, no nodes and threads, only a storm of interchangeable points, shifting configurations endlessly. Then you see them. A figure, turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river. You push closer through the storm. Gardener. They are facing away, at least you think so. They are so fractured, so overgrown that it is hard to tell. Even from this distance, you can see their flesh is moving, flowing. You watch silent as they stoop and reach down. In their hand is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soul. Then they move away, go a little further, repeat the process, as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate speed, they move faster, and they quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon with something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It is cold, but it thrums with energy. You look toward the path of the figure, but they are long gone. When you blink out of the cloud back to the leaves and the dappled light of the greenway, you hold a seed in your hand. Huh. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing still here. Or there is everything still here, as was said. Gardener's seed. A seed. You need to find somewhere safe to plant this. Is my aviary not safe? What about Haifa? Can I not give this to you? Interesting. So I have a seed, but there isn't anything I can do with it for right now. And then of course I can gather scrap. Alright, so, I mean, there's that. But it also was something that Rico was talking about as well, that she believed that it was sentient. So now we can confirm that it is sentient. So okay, and there's nothing down here to which to plant that. So Overlook Bar. I guess I could do the Overlook Distillery. Let's do Lemon Mina. How about that? I haven't done this at all. I should be ashamed of myself. Hopefully good things. We got a 1. Okay, so that's that for this turn. So yeah, I mean, I finished a lot of these quests. I'm still waiting on Fang. That will be there next turn. Yeah, I guess we can just go ahead and rest now. That'll go down by 2. Oh, okay, now I see this. I was wondering, like, if they were actually going down by a certain amount, depending on which place you stayed in, but yeah, that shows it. So per cycle, that's -2 energy, that's -1 condition. This one, it's -2 energy, -1 condition, so the same. I wonder if that's because I upgraded myself. Maybe there was a perk there or something that I didn't see, or that you can't see. Maybe the commune is better. The High Dorm? Nope, still 2 and 1. Okay, so they're all the same. Yeah, I guess we can go ahead and rest here. Okay, so not the greatest dice. And what shall we do with these? Maybe I ought to keep that 5 just in case Fang has something for me to do. Alright, let's see what we have here. Fang grins at you as the bay door slides open. Above in the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened. They speak in hushed tones and organize endless meetings after endless meeting. Havenich have avoided a full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. Fang is in good spirits and bundles you inside before you even have the chance to greet him. That was the slickest operation this station has seen. He hugs you firmly. You made my job easy. He shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. And, he smiles, I got to watch through the cameras as the Havenich security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. Thing smiled. One of them straight up just whacked Harden with their pistol. It was beautiful. They have him? He's being held, yeah. He looks around. I think the idea is to use him as leverage with Conway, get them to back off. Maybe they'll exile him when they are done, or hand him over to some core authority. Thing shrugs. Now, I know he won't be an issue. I'm going to be focusing on systems for a bit. He shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. He points to the ceiling. The people upstairs weren't so happy, though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the eye right and left since the recording got out. People are scared. I'm not surprised. Yeah, this whole thing hasn't won me many fans in the administration, but I think in the end they'll agree that outing Harden was worth it, whatever the methods. He touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old, and it was never meant to run like this. The master control points that Erlin and Havenich install, they keep it spinning from the rim. This isn't ideal. But if you're asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no. He smiles. And me and a ton of other skilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycles after. Harden's problem was that he didn't believe in people. He believed in systems and their ability to shape the world around them. Fang squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Anyway, Fang raps on the side of his terminal. I know you didn't come down here for a lecture. My tracker. I haven't forgotten. He produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish that code solution I showed you. It's a modified Ripper worm, one made to deactivate that tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I added something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't just show SNARP where you are, it transmits data about the state of your body, your current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it, it'll edit that data to tell SNARP your body is irreparably damaged. DNR. Do not retrieve. He grins widely. Pretty smart, right? That's perfect. Just slot it already. You take the drive and hold it in your hand. Then you close your eyes and open up your access ports. Take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they're gone, you forget they were ever there. They just blink out of existence. A second later, it is done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Fang, a little nervous. Free. Fang smiles widely. Well, you are free, sleeper. He claps you on the shoulder. Fang lets the word free hang in the air a little before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Fang wraps his arm around you. Jenna still owes us those drinks. He laughs, and you join him. And later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the wide curve of the eye, up at the hub, and the other rim beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than breathtakingly beautiful. It feels, in that moment, like something eternal. It doesn't mean it can or even should last forever, or that it will never change, fade, or decay. It simply means that in this moment, this place has a future, and it is one that you know, deeply and truly, is worth protecting. Alright, so we got rid of our tracker now. We don't have to worry about that any longer, and we're free. We don't have to worry about it. So, alrighty then. Now I'm just curious, like, what's the station gonna do about everything? Because, I mean, there's still the issues plaguing the station, so, I mean, is there gonna be an uprising? Or is it just gonna be kind of me living now? Don't know. Do not know. These are the questions. Okay, but first, let me not screw myself any further and eat. Okay. Get that there. And I guess I can use these on Lemon Mina and help out here. Okay. That even got my energy back. Nice. This is going to be kind of dicey. Come on. Give me 2. Ah, crap. This might not be good. Okay. Well, that got through the whole way. Nice. She's asleep, whispers Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You're perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asks Lem, producing a worn-looking bottle of Girol from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Sure. Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. Lem gives you a sideways look. I made the assembly team on the side reel. He grins broadly. Clearly he has been desperate to tell you all cycle. Amazing. Lem holds up his drink. Couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little Mina back there. Lem shifts a little on his stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? Haven't seen much of her these past cycles. She's doing great. Of course she is. He playfully squeezes your shoulder. She talks about you a lot, you know. Draws you. I'm glad she has a friend that isn't me. His eyes drift to the bedroom door. You okay? He nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. He gazes into the middle distance. I pulled her off a refugee shuttle out of one of Ember's moons. The colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshes the drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on decompressed halfway here. Everyone spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in a weapon locker. She was ice cold when I reached her. Purple lips. He shivers. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. He takes a drink. Still not sure why. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly anybody's heroes, you understand? We were private military, hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. But once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped here. You saved her. I'm going to sound like an idiot now, but... He sighs. She saved me. That's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit, its stained plastic plating and flickering lights. Me and I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she lost, but I can't stop thinking about it. He rubs his eyes, dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? The side reel will sail off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? You'll make it. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. He looks at his cup and pushes it away down the bar. This is a celebration, right? Both of us on the team now. Both of us in with a chance. Together. That's right. We hold on together. Imagine all three of us riding the sidereal horizon out of here to a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast, he laughs. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. I need some sleep, friend. Yeah, me too. All right then, he catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it. From both of us. He pats your shoulder and you slip out into the dark of the walkway, with thoughts of little Mina in your mind. Good robot. All right, we have 4 points. Good God. I wasn't even paying attention to how many points I had. So, I guess we'll go ahead and unlock these. Yeah. Then again, I don't know how useful that's going to be right off the rip, so maybe I'll go ahead and +2 one of these. Yeah, let's go ahead and +2 this. I'll go ahead and get all the +2s. We'll get these 2 +2s, and then I'll get that. But, yeah. Okay. Let us get out of this. I can well, I'm not going to re-roll it this cycle, since it's pretty much over with. I have some scrap. I think I can fix myself up when I get home. But first, I need to use these 2 dice. Where can I use these? That'll be done in 2 more turns, so there's nothing to do up here just yet. Let's come back down here. I guess I can use these at the bar. Yeah, I guess I can use these at the bar. I mean, it is risky, but it'll be a 25-50, right? Yeah, it'll be a 25-50, so let's try that. Just lost some energy. Not terrible. And I will go to the repaired unit. I will use this scrap to self-repair. And get my condition back up into a good condition. All right. And at some point I'm going to have to get some more scrap. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and feed the stray. And then we'll end the cycle after that. Oof, I think it's not kind to me sometimes. Okay, so having said that, yeah, I mean, things just seem kind of quiet right now. There isn't a whole lot going on. But I guess I need to go ahead and try and progress through the side reel hole thingy. Yeah, I'll just keep pouring stuff into this. That's gonna take a while. Good luck. That is going to take a while. I wonder if I can re-roll this and get 2 different ones here, though. Okay. Yeah, let's try and re-roll this. Oh, look at that. It's nice. And it also is nice to know that it only re-rolls what you have. So, it's a good to kind of know that. All right, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep pouring everything into this side reel assembly. And I'll do this for a couple turns. Yeah, I need to eat. And that money stacks up fast. It's funny, I was really worried about that initially, about money being a big issue, but after the game kind of opens up, there becomes a lot of options, and then on top of that, the perks you get. So, yeah. It's a little balancing act in the beginning, but afterwards, it's pretty easy to kind of manage. And that's what I really like about this game. Like, it's just kind of, once you find a good balance, it's a reasonably, I won't say it's an easy game, but it is a kind of cathartic game to a certain degree. I really do like it. So, and I just like the flow of the menus. I like the story. The writing is awesome. It's really good. So this has been a really fun game to play. And like I said, I do hope at some point they make like a endless mode or something, just so you can keep playing, or maybe some type of mode where you can have your own character, you can interact with certain characters, and just kind of live on the station. So I would definitely like to see more from this world. Okay, so now the aviary. Let's go ahead and get these. I can get some really good mushrooms. I have some of those club head caps. And I have some matsutake. Go ahead. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on that. Because she only needs one. Oh shit, she needs 3. Well, let me go ahead and give her this 1. I will go ahead and use this perfect one, and I'm gonna re-roll these other dice. Hopefully it won't be too bad on me. I got another club head, some more matsutake. Not what I needed. Okay, that's not terrible. And this is a +2, which makes that 50-50. So actually, no, I'll keep those because that'll be 2 perfect ones. Yeah, actually, let's not. Let's use one of these. Okay, start that action. Get some really good stuff, please. Okay, so I have 3 matsutake and I have 2 of the club heads. That'll complete that. And I'm gonna need some spores at some point. So let's go ahead and get these over to her. Okay. And that completes that. And I am going to once again leave a cliffhanger right there. And we will pick this up in the next episode. So we've gotten to this little kind of lull, I guess you can say, right now. And I guess the whole point is to try and have multiple things going on so you don't have this kind of lull, but that's kind of where we're at right now. So don't really have much of a control over that. It's just kind of how the cookie crumbled. So yeah, we just have to, let's see, what do we have? We have this little thing with building the still. And then of course we have the side real hull. And I'm assuming once I get through this very arduous process, then I'll be able to turn around and, you know, maybe some more jobs will actually open up. I'm not sure, but hopefully that'll be the case. But yeah, we will see. And we will pick that up in the next video. So if you like the video, like the video. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. I have a lot of other things on the channel, and I will have many other things in the future. I think one of the games I was looking at possibly playing was Iron Oath on the channel. And again, I still might go ahead and do a video of Ravenous Devils. It just kind of depends on how certain things pan out. Since this series is a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, then yeah, I'll probably go ahead and end up just putting a couple more videos out of some games that came out, and you know, I just want to check those out. So yeah, I might go ahead and do that in the spare time. If you've seen any games that's come out, by all means leave them in the comment section and I might check it out and see about getting to it or something like that. So never know, I do read all the comments. So yeah, like I said, if you have suggestions, send them to me. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.